Well, your husband plays quite a role in the book. He's a recurring character, uh, so to speak. And so maybe talk a little bit about how you incorporate this with your family and how important that is to have someone who shares a basic interest with what you're doing. And are there any tips for other people who, I hear from people all the time who they have to convince their spouse or their family member that this even makes sense to spend time on, let alone actual sense in terms of buying books and stuff. So,
I think the big issue for me was not setting aside time for it, but incorporating it into everyday life. So I did set time aside for training for the memory competitions,
right.
but most of my work is memorizing for normal stuff. So I have little bits of paper or lists or whatever whenever I'm walking, cooking, gardening, showering, getting dressed in the morning. All of those are times which are basically brain dead,
Right.
in that you're doing something that doesn't require a lot of concentration. So I cook in French
Right.
with my two characters, and we must get to characters because that's what's
Indeed.
been a big revelation for me. I cook in French, I shop in French, not good French, but I shop in French. And uh, so lots of times of the day I set aside for this sort of thing, depending on what I'm doing. So I've incorporated into everyday life. So with my husband, I do the ones that particularly interest him. With the grandchildren, I do French with granddaughter because French is one of her things. And so different topics I'll do depending. Gardening, I tend to take out whatever I feel like thinking about at the time. And so I've incorporated into life. I don't put aside time for it.